We've been promising you another customer's rides. We've got a few of them coming up, but boy, have we got a colossal one this time.
How good's this?
All the doors. Obviously, I've got Craig with me, cameraman Craig. He helps me out with all the customers' rides.
Good to be back on this side of the camera again.
It is. Welcome back on this side.
It is
now,
good.
We've been waiting for a few. Now, this is our first chance of getting our hands on a brand new V6 diesel Ford Ranger. This is the current model one, and this is a full kit one. This has had everything done to it that we can see, but I've been looking forward to this one for a while.
Do you want to tell them who this one belongs to?
Well, Tim at Mitts Alloy, we must thank you. He had it down here at the Melbourne show, and one of our boys went and stole it off of him and brought it here, and we got 5 days to do a couple of our own upgrades, because they help us out just as much as we help them.
Yeah.
And what a colossal car. I mean, just look at it. It's absolutely stunning. Has a very strong black theme on it. And we've already gone around this car. We've already gone around, had a bit of a look, and fell in love with it straight away. So we're quite excited to show you.
Let's have a look.
Now, for the most part, it's a standard body. And obviously they have a thing about light force lights. So they've got the Rhino rack, but these are more just your ski bar style. And I dare say you have a few options there. You could actually put a little carry bar up there.
Yep.
If you wanted to turn around and take a couple of extra spare wheels or anything like that. But they've used it obviously for a big lineup of light force lights.
That is one hell of a light bar.
Isn't it? So not just out the front, up the top, they've got them out the front as well. We'll get around to there in a moment, right? As we come around, obviously, this is not just a canopy, a normal canopy. This is actually a tray that you can put a canopy on, and so you've got your jack points. That's what these pins are here.
Look at that, you can just take the whole
You can lift the whole canopy off, and you're left with a full tray. Now, the good part about that is that multi-purpose. You can turn around and use it for multiple things, whether you want to put motorbikes on or do whatever you want. Unlimited ways of doing it.
You could even set up a base camp, I guess.
You can.
Some sort of stand.
Now, obviously, this is all part of Mitts Alloys, part of it. And when you do the tray, you are left with what we call the bulkhead, I guess you say. And in this particular bulkhead, they've actually got a big water tank. Look at it, it goes all the way across.
That's about 30 litre water tank.
It is a 30 litre. They've got their taps here. They've got all the Anderson plugs too, because I've always wondered, how do you go about taking the canopy off with the amount of electronics that are actually inside this canopy?
Good point.
And it's just Anderson plugs, just quick release, you get it off, and when you take it off, the good part about it is that the Daci awning and also the Daci rooftop tent all comes off as one piece.
What a combination.
All of this is all attached to the roof of the canopy.
Yeah. So that's more than just a 270. That one also folds around that way. So you've got complete cover from the front of the car all the way around the back.
Now, normally we would show you that, except we're limited in room in the car park.
Yeah.
But we did at least put the tent up. Let's get into here. Let's open the canopy up. We'll do one side at a time.
Oh, that's neat.
That's really well done. A rubber floor, a full-size fridge. Look at that. When I say full size for a canopy.
Well, I think it's like an 80 litre Bushman's fridge, that one.
Yeah, DCX series.
Yeah.
And it is a Bushman's. Now,
these seem to be all the rage now, the uprights. No one's going for the chest anymore.
Now, as we obviously go through this, we're learning just as much as as we go through. This is not pre-planned. This is completely off the script. Completely. We find things out as you do. Bushman's, the Travel Buddy.
Travel Buddy.
Now, anybody that knows, I love the Travel Buddy. They are the world's best thing. You can actually put 8 pies and 2 full-size sausage rolls in there at once. and if you go forward driving and you're hitting all the big ditches and the big bumps and everything like that, expect to see it all over the place.
I don't even think they are optional anymore. I think they're a requirement, especially if you're in the snow. There's nothing like pulling up in the snow and having hot pies for lunch.
And the good thing about them that you can actually mount them up high and you still get room underneath to do it. Now, What's all this over here? Give me this. I'll
Ah,
show
the
you.
electronic. This one, once again, has the Red Arc Red Vision in it. We've got 300 amps of battery down the side there.
There's 3 going all the way across.
Three lithium batteries down, hidden quite nicely in there. And all of the electronics is hidden up in behind here, which is just fantastic. It's all just up and out of the way.
I just love the way
I love
it's
what
just
they've
so
done there.
neat.
Yeah,
Right?
and of course with 300 amp hours, and then you've got 360 watts of solar on top of the rooftop tent. So you could go off grid for weeks in this thing. This is
That's colossal.
fantastic.
I also love the fact that they put the little lights up on the edge here. I love that. I love the way these handles in particular that you can, they're just really, they're like a posi system.
Oh,
You want to
that's
grab
nice.
that for me,
Yeah, I'll
Craig?
grab that.
They're like a real posi system. So I'll do it where the whole handle comes down and it's just amazing. And also the table drops out and it's huge. Look at the size of that. You can put the biggest camp table on it, plus something on the end.
Now, you know the only problem with that though, Rod?
What?
Look at the height of it. I know
the
your
hill's a
wife
bit
and
of a
my
thing.
wife are not the tallest people in the world.
You just don't be putting 6-inch lifts in it. But I love this. This is really good.
It is a
And
it
you
is
can
a
close
fantastic
it off
idea.
with it on there. Still have your cap. This is how you would normally do it.
Yeah.
You're only opening stuff up here to grab things out there. But the good thing about it, if you do need something, you don't have to move anything to do it. It all comes in and out with it. Now, this
great.
also has, I'll close this off just so we can get to it. Oh, the other thing I know, I only learnt this just recently. See these 2 little hooks here? Do you know what they're for? You have
No.
any idea what they're for? They're so you can just hook in a little plastic bag as a rubbish bag.
Rubbish bag.
And
so
you can be
scrape
wiping
straight
things
into it.
straight into the little bag on the end. How's that for an
They've thought
ingenious
of
idea?
everything, haven't they?
Love it, right? The pantry. That's one of the places. Obviously, you can use that for your nuts, for your pots and pans and whatever else as well. But I love the way they've got all this to put all your
All the jars and
jams and
condiments
sauces and
yeah.
God knows what else.
All the
It's
stuff
all in
that just
there, the
gets
whole
in the
lot.
way.
And that's it.
That's
I love
great.
it. It's got tie downs, everything on here. That's obviously for when you want to use the tray. You've
Yep.
got the under tray. I love the shape. They try to improve it so you get a really good angle of departure.
What have we got hidden down here?
He's got his double air compressor, an ARB air compressor in there.
See, that's a
It's
great.
actually really handy
that's
too
a
because you
great
can
spot
snap
to put
in.
the compressor.
Yeah,
'Cause it's out of
I
the
love
way.
the way it's sealed as well. Look at the seal on that.
Yeah.
You can actually see it's been really working too. You can see the dust mark where it actually keeps everything out.
That's fantastic.
Done really well.
Yeah.
All right, let's move around the back.
All right.
Hey,
Let's
close
have a
this
look
up.
at the back.
Go around. Geez, I love everything so solid. All right, we go around the back. Obviously, it's a single tyre, and obviously you can have an option. You can have 2. You can still have these. I think they come in a little bit more central. This one's a little bit offset, and I just love these ladders. How do I use it? Oop.
There we go.
Now you know why Craig's actually here. It's the little things in life. You want to see how sturdy this ladder is?
Oh, do
You
you reckon?
Oh, I'm a good solid 115 kilos, so don't let that surprise you. Hey? Look at
That's
that.
a pretty solid one.
That is amazing. There's a bit of tested for you, hey? Got rocket hanging off the car, off the ladder, and it's doing brilliantly. I love it.
That's a pretty solid.
That's a real
pretty
good
solid ladder. All
Now,
right, let's have a quick look up
you wanna
inside
go?
that
Go up
tent
and have a
though,
look.
because that looks fantastic.
Tell me what's in there.
Oh, you've easily got enough room for 2 people to sleep in here. You've got pockets up on the top of the roof there, and the 2 big windows on either side.
Gives you a nice
plenty
breeze
of
through.
air breeze through, and of course fly screen at the front here.
Yep.
That's that is really awesome. I think I need to upgrade to one of these.
No, I definitely do. I love it.
Definitely.
I love it so much.
Yeah.
Now, how long? I put it up before just to make sure I knew how to put it up. I reckon 35 seconds.
If that.
Literally. 2 latches,
Yep.
just pushed it up, pull 1 bar up, that's it, done. It was literally 35, 40 seconds.
That is the way to set up a tent.
And I'm looking forward to putting one of these up on top of my next company, company, Canopy, right? When we do it.
Oh, 100%.
But I love the style of it. It's really thin. It's really thin line too, and it's actually got the solar panels are actually up on the lid.
Yeah,
Of that, so it works really good.
360 watts of solar on the lid.
top.
So that is just awesome.
Now, there's obviously options, and you can put a jerry can in here, water,
Yep.
fuel, whatever you need.
Fuel.
It's in a really good spot. I know that this
There's
is
a
a
drawer.
double. Yep. How long do you reckon this drawer is? How long do you reckon this drawer is? Want me to keep
God.
going? Want me to keep going? Look at that.
That's incredible.
That whole thing comes out.
I could almost sit in there.
Isn't that the most colossal sized drawer you've ever seen in your life?
So I believe with these, you can also actually get an option for a water tank.
You can. When you
that
do,
takes up some of the.
so not only having one water tank out the front, you can actually put a second one which is underneath. But when you do that, your drawer becomes a bit shorter. But
Of
geez,
course.
how
But-
much you need? And this gives you
Bench top.
Yeah, it is. It's a complete.
Oh wow.
So if you're out and you need something to work on, and
Yeah.
all the parts you need, you can grab your parts from here, or grab your parts from here and keep working on it, and the whole thing's in one go. How's that?
That's really good. And look at how well it's sealed. There's no
yeah,
water.
all the rubber things.
No water is going to get into that whatsoever.
Seal go. All right, we'll close
Look at
them
these
off.
lights. They're fantastic.
I actually think they're quite modern.
They're very
Full
modern.
LED.
They're a nice sort of view. Have
Really
you also
well
seen
thought
all
out.
the sensors? So
Well,
one,
obviously, when you take the old bumper bar off,
yeah,
you've got to replace it. And the good thing about it, they've thought about it, and
Yeah.
all the sensors, all the way around, I've noticed,
Yep.
the whole car, are all working properly. All right,
that's fantastic.
that's done for the back.
Let's go
Let's
have a look
check out
around the
this
other
side.
side.
Now for the driver's side. Here you go. My turn. You tell me what's going on in there.
All right. Well, plenty of space around this side. If you have a look, two massive drawers. Have a look at this. You can store all your camping gear in there. Stoves, burners, pegs, whatever it might be. Two of them in there. And I love these dividers. I don't know if you've seen these. I believe these are new. Or an option that
They're an option.
people were really
It's always
after.
handy to turn around and have them all
Yeah,
set
shelf
out.
up the top here, so you can store some bits and pieces. I think
Which is
that's
what
the-
I love. I always find a good place to put blankets and boots and
Oh, there's always
type of things
always
up
something
out of the way.
Always something that you're going to need up there.
But look at that.
Yeah.
How's that for a setup? What have we got in here?
Now, this is the 3,000 watt pure sine inverter, and I just want to say this time I checked. It is 3,000 watts. So thank you to everyone who pointed out last time.
He did.
I didn't need my glasses. I checked.
Otherwise it runs away.
And of course under here, as we mentioned on the other side, is the 3 lithium batteries, well out of the way, with just
I just love it. It's a
more
colossal,
power than you know what to do with.
It's a colossal design, very neat, well done, sturdy. Like you can really, nothing moves. Like it's done really, really well.
That is
See
a
if I can
solid
move
bit of
out
kit.
here and that. And I love
Yeah.
these latches, and also these latches when you close them, when you close the door, your central locking. When you lock your central locking, it also
It actually locks
your-
those as well.
locks the whole lot up.
They are solid. No one's going to
Beautifully
break
done.
into those.
Still, I'm in love with that bloody, this canopy. I'm in love with the roof.
That's great.
Top. What else have we got? We look down the side, and guess what? I think we might jump inside. We'll have a bit of a look inside.
Yeah.
She's up in the air. We'll sneak under. We'll have a look. We'll start at the back. We'll work our way forward, and we'll see all the upgrades that they've actually done underneath.
Let's have a look.
The first thing I've noticed, we're missing a wheel, and
Ah.
I think that's more to do with the fact that they've bolted the one on the back, and they haven't gotten around to actually putting another one up underneath yet. But certainly a lot of room to put it under here. Is this a factory? It is.
That looks like Tag XR.
I'm glad you
I
know
think that's
more
a new
about that.
design of tow bar.
Tow bar.
Yeah.
Looks fairly stuffed. The big thick plates on it,
Yep.
which is really good. Yeah. The next thing I noticed straight away, these little lights. These little LEDs.
Party lights.
I've seen them here. I've seen them in a few different spots. Now, I was asking Craig about this when I was off the camera, but you tell them. What are they actually for?
So I'm told they're called rock lights, but and they're supposed to be there so that you can light up under the car at night and see where the rocks are. but I think they're just bling.
They're bling?
Yeah, people put them on so that...
Do they change colour?
They do change colour.
They do change colour?
You can program them. You can have them in all different colours. And yeah, you can light up the area under your car. It looks really cool.
Well, if you have these rock lights, put in the comments below, do you use them as rock lights? We'll see.
Should Rod have a set of these rock lights on the 79?
And what colour should they be?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, now, I believe it's got a standard exhaust system in it. This all looks pretty standard on it, all the way through. And this is a brand new car as well, obviously. Now, big thing is, looks like, obviously got bigger suspension to hold all the weight up upstairs. These all look like they're Old Man Emu, the whole setup. The shockers on them are absolutely colossal. They're absolutely big. Got all the dampers on them. I'm not sure if they're standard or not. Lots of wiring going through. Obviously, they're going to run a lot of wiring to this canopy and that. Standard fuel tanks.
I think this has the 600 kilo load pack on this one.
It has. This is one of the fuel tanks. Now, I'm a little bit confused about this. There's not many fuel tanks I've seen that actually have handles.
Is that a recovery point?
What? Yeah, if it is, it's a real flexible one. Why you got a handle on a fuel tank? There has to be a reason for it. Is there one at the other end? Nope, there's not one at the other end. It has to have something to do with maybe the assembly or... I know. If you know what this handle is, let us know, because I'm sure everybody would love to know what it's all about.
That bash plate looks a bit flimsy.
Which one?
Under the fuel tank.
Yeah, we're playing around with it. Geez, it's plastic.
It's plastic.
It's plastic. Probably room for someone to come up with something from there. Now, I do know we actually have all the bash plates off at the moment, but they're actually over here. We've got a big set of ARB bash plates on it. Now, we've conveniently taken these bash plates off just so we could actually show you everything, because it was covered from front all the way back to here. This is actually one of the plates that they actually bolted all on. So for the most part, everything back here is fairly well standard. Obviously, we've got the big suspension. Obviously, it's got a 2-inch lift on it. It's got the Old Man Emu suspension in it. We've got the heavy-duty tow bar, which is great for this car. All the armour on it. All the exhaust is completely standard, all the way through, all the wrap on it. As we come forward, we notice we've actually put a heavy-duty, high-volume, deep cast aluminium pan on it. To give you an idea, here's a standard one. So this is a standard pan that comes off of one of these 10-speed autos. And it is the flimsiest piece of plastic. I wouldn't want to be caught dead. You'll put a rock through that in no time at all. I don't know what they were thinking.
They love a lot of plastic on this car.
I mean, I suppose it's the way that they're going. I can't believe whether they're doing it for weight, although I wouldn't have said that that's any lighter than a tin pan, but that's just useless as tits on a bull, that's just... I have no respect for plastic pans on the bottom of a transmission. This one's obviously ours, so I'm going to be the salesman and typically say, fit one of these. But you could turn around and almost put a jack underneath that and lift the whole car off of that. They're so strong. Cooling fins on it and everything.
I think that's a no-brainer. Anyone who has one of these cars needs one of these aluminium pans.
Without a doubt. Now, the other thing I noticed is that, along with other things, this is electric. They've gone to fly-by-wire T-bar shifting, right? So what it is, that there is no mechanical rod on the side of the auto anymore. It's actually all done internally. It does have a small cable on this, and there's a little trick in this car that if you pull up and you have it in neutral and you sit there for a few seconds, the car actually puts itself in park, and you actually see the T-bar shifter physically move forward into park. And that's how it does it. It's got a little, like a solenoid on the side with a little cable in it. It physically just pulls it into park from underneath. One of my guys that was actually been doing some upgrades on this car, he was telling us how that works. Moving towards the front, this is something you guys, everybody out there might be able to help us out. This is obviously an electronic version of power steering or power assist. I can't see any hydraulic lines going to this steering whatsoever. It all seems to be this big electric motor. So it's a new way of doing it. It's an electric assist. It does have a steering column that does go all the way up. So it just seems to be electric assist rather than a hydraulic. So it's another way, I suppose, of getting more efficiency out of the engine. They don't have to run a power steering pump anymore. Pretty good thinking on that one. Now we've taken all the covers off the front here, just so we can see up there. That's the bottom of the intercooler. The intercooler sits at the very, very bottom on this setup, and then everything is basically above that. There is so much room in here. The whole thing is this, what do you reckon you fit up in there? Yeah. Oh. I can't help but think that this engine bay was made for many purposes.
You've probably got 10 to 15 centimetres in there between the engine and the fan.
Gee, you'd think that there left enough room.
And the fan's not even connected to the engine.
The fan.
That's a thermal
Look
fan.
how big it is. This is the biggest thermo fan I've ever seen. It has got to be 600 millimetres across. This whole thing, look at it, it's huge. It's on a flexi, so the whole thing moves. It's got a big seal, like a posi seal that goes around it, and it is a colossal fan. It is literally 600 mil across. It is enormous. Move more towards front. Got a Runva winch in this one, and obviously we're sitting there with the rope. I love the old rope set up on them. Now the wheels and tyres. The tyres are a Kumo. What's he got on here? 285/70 R17s. Now I know that Tim from Mitspaz, he loves his Kumos. Last time we were up in Cape and that, he actually did really well with the Kumos. The Kumos suited him well and actually did so. It does not surprise me that he's gone Kumos again on this. The Elite wheels, and I say they have different patterns. He's gone black because the whole car has a theme of black on it. And that's basically everything from underneath. We're obviously, at the moment, we're installing coolers in this as well. So we've done the pan and everything. We're doing all the coolers. We've got it designed up and that, so when it leaves here, and that's the reason why it's actually here. We stole it after the Melbourne show. And it's here getting cooler, so we had the chance to go underneath and have a look at underneath and that. But how about, what do you reckon? Get it down?
I reckon let's get this out on the road. I want to see what it could do.
I want to see V6 turbo diesel. I do have one question before we bring it down. I am under here looking, because I thought this was a twin turbo. I'm not so sure because the passenger side bank exhaust goes over the top of the automatic and it comes down here. There's only one pipe coming out and I can only see one turbo. So if anybody knows any more details on the engine, I know it's a 3 litre V6, any more details as to whether it's a single, bi-turbo, or exactly how it works, just put it in the comments below, because I like to give accurate information. If I'm not sure on something, I'll ask you guys. I'm sure there's a professional out there that can turn around and answer the question for everybody. All right, let's get it down, let's get it out.
I've been dreaming on in my head like I've seen it. A life worth living is a life with meaning. I'll do what I love till my heart stops beating. I'm feeding this demon. Got a taste, can't erase bitterness in my face. Work a job every day till your dreams fade away. Like a card, never change, play the game that we say. I need a break. I'm staying strong, need to move on to be what I want. I'll keep dreaming on. I'm staying strong, need to move on to be what I want. I'll keep dreaming on. I wanna be the one. I wanna be great. I'm gonna be the one.
Yep. All right, let's check out what's under here. Oh, put it down. All right.
Wow. That's a very neat engine.
There's a lot of room up the front here, I noticed. We just wonder what they had in mind. I wonder if they're preparing themselves maybe to do a hybrid version.
Yeah, maybe.
Where they put a hybrid section behind the engine. They left themselves enough room, but it looks like they've certainly left themselves some option. There is tons of room in this engine bay. I can't believe, even the water bottle is actually slipped down between the guard. It is designed completely different. Like, I can touch the inside of the guards in here.
That's crazy.
Normally you would have a flat panel down both sides.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, they've opened up the width
They've
of
opened it all up because they can then push things into the guards. So in doing that, they've saved all the room. Big intake, which comes in, obviously, slits in here, so it comes up underneath the grill, over the top and into here. Neatly done. Not a lot of modifications under here. There's one thing that they did say, they haven't actually touched anything on the engine yet.
Well,
it's early days.
Why would you need to? I believe it's got 600 Newton meters just from
Off
factory.
the factory floor, 600
Which
Newton
is just
meters.
nuts.
I mean, obviously when they built these engines, they want to compete against the rest of the market.
Yeah.
Obviously this platform is going to become the new Amarok as well.
Yep.
And as part of that, it's the same engine. It'll be interesting to see the different shape that comes out with the Amarok. But I think it's stunning. I think it's really well done. People will come along. They'll obviously do engine tunes and bits and pieces like that. But we'll see how that works. But out of the box, it's absolutely done really, really well.
It's quite impressive.
We'll get it in there.
Yeah.
What about the front? We've got some driving lights on the front. It's got a new look on the front. Look at those lights. The guys were saying earlier.
I love those lights when they come on.
You love them too.
Yeah.
There's a few. I wasn't sure about them. It's one of those things where you've got to, you love them, you hate them, or it's one of those things that you finally get into it.
As you were driving out and those lights came on, it looked magic.
But it does look a very modern era.
Yeah.
All these lights. It's all. I don't know. Am I coming of age, or?
Maybe it's time for an upgrade, Rod. What do you reckon?
I don't know. Imagine me leaving I'd never sell the 79 series. Never in my world. My rule is staying with me. They're burying me in that car. But I might choose to drive around a couple of different cars between now and then. Yeah. All right.
Might be worth a look. Well, it's starting to rain. What do you reckon we get inside and we?
Well, we can road test in the rain, can't we?
Well, let's have a look at the inside.
Do that.
And go for a drive.
All right, let's do that.
All right.
All right, inside. Now, this was the first time we've really seen this car, and I only just drove it for the first time from inside the workshop to out, just so we could start this, and it is completely different from anything else I've ever driven before. The front screen, I don't know, see if I can get it, will it operate? Chuck a what mental, you're going to start. The thing's got more electronics in this thing than you can poke a stick at. You almost think that they're setting themselves up for EV, getting ready for the EV style of things and that. Really well, nice done. Now this is actually a wild track, and there's also a Raptor version of this as well. And I know a friend that's actually bought, there is a V6 twin turbo petrol version of this.
Oh wow.
That is also available. He's ordered one in January, so he's expecting his next month. So we can't wait to see that. Basically the same frame, but it's got the coil rear end and everything like that on it. This one's designed to obviously carry load. I think the Raptor's got a slightly lower capacity on it, but comfortable. But what do you reckon? We jump in?
They look like nice, comfortable wild track seats. I quite like those.
It's done completely different. Like,
yeah,
we'll get in and we'll explain some more things when we're driving.
It's a nice
it's
design.
Very dark. Like he's obviously done a lot of tinting work on this.
Yeah.
He's gone for very much a theme. And what is it? Darkest legal tint, I assume.
Yep. Privacy glass.
I can only assume. All right, let's go for a run. I'm looking forward to it. Let's get in and go for a run. All right, we're up and running. Now the first thing, I know, the T-bar, it's full electronic. That's what we were talking about when we were underneath the car. Full electronic.
They're a very different design, aren't they?
It is. So it's no mechanical link between this and the transmission other than the park off, right?
Wow.
So if you sat here apparently and with the handbrake, you leave it long enough, eventually it'll actually snap into place, right?
So if you turn the car off now, how does...
I'm not sure if you turn the car off in this gear, what happens?
And then
there you go.
Look at that.
Must be just some sort of a safety, but really well thought out.
It's pretty nifty.
But to use this T-bar, it's got buttons all around. I'm going, which one? How do I move it? So if I was to put a negative on it, I think that the T-bar is a little bit hard to use. You've got to push in on the front, and it's in a bit of a awkward spot because naturally you want to put it on there to do it, but you're covering the thing. So you got to try and put your hand around it, and it's not natural. So
yeah, they're a different design though.
different design.
A lot of the newer cars are going that sort of design though. I'm school's out.
It is.
Out.
I'm not sold with that part. I like the way the seat tells you how many people are in the car.
Oh wow.
That they both have seat belts on, the whole lot. There you go, look at that.
Yeah, seatbelt warning.
That's incredible. The massive screen's one thing, but we'll take it for a bit of a drive. I think we've shut every door on the car and the canopy. Make sure we're right to go.
Hope I got that camera underneath.
We got it good. Comfortable ride coming down the ditches. Very smooth. You wouldn't even know.
Ah, that's nice.
Very limousine, like very soft. So you hear me a little bit in the beginning, just thinking, because I'm trying to analyse what I'm feeling and how it's going.
I love that dash display.
It is. Geez, it's a really well thought out combination.
Yeah.
It really is. Everything it doesn't do anything in a snap way. Like it's really smooth. Everything, the transition is very smooth in it. I'm not used to having the seat up so high. I feel that the seat's up fairly high in this car.
That seat must be higher because I think you're even higher than I am.
There's probably some. I'll hit a button in a second. You watch it go clunk all the way down. Drives very nice. It even tells you it's got lane assist. So as I'm coming towards the centre line, it's telling me off. See, you've got the red line on there. So I get too close to the centre line. Oh, it's yelling at me again. Oh, underneath a certain kilometre it stops, I guess. We'll turn up here.
There's a lot of tech in that screen. That'll take a bit of getting used to.
Well, not just if it's one screen. There's two screens.
Yeah.
So you got your Apple CarPlay system, obviously, so you can do all your radio navigation.
The car just turned off. Did you stall it?
No, the car just turned off. So they do it as a fuel saving.
No way.
Yep.
Oh,
So as soon as
that's
I
going to take some getting used to.
nothing to do with the lights, I'm just going to take my foot off the brake. The car started. Put my foot back on the brake, and it'll probably sit there and won't do it now.
That's pretty clever.
Because it knows. It goes, all right, why did you do what you did? So it doesn't know why now. So, but if you pull up to a set of lights and you stop, it turns the car off.
That's pretty clever.
Here we go, off we go.
Yeah. So this is a full, it's not just your radio, I guess. It's got your owner's manual in there.
Yeah.
It's got Android Connect and Apple
navigation.
Connect. Yeah.
Look, if you know a lot more detail about this car, about what it's capable of doing, you know, what all the setup is, all the options you have in it, please write them in the comments below. We can't cover everything. Me and Craig, as lousy as what we are at making these videos, right? We can't cover everything.
There's a lot to cover.
If you know particular details about this model and the options available and the different versions available.
And what's your favourite mod? What's your favourite change that's in this car?
See, I don't even know. Did they even bring this car out as a manual?
I don't know.
Write it in the comments.
I don't know.
You find out for us, because obviously everybody that watches these videos are going to be asking the same questions. We can't answer all the questions, so chip in. You know?
Yeah.
Now, one of the big things I have to say about this is that this is a game changer, this car. I wonder what the likes of Toyota and Nissan are going to do. Like it's Toyota. Toyota finally going to go to V6. They have a V6 option in the 300. Are they going to put it in the Hilux? They have a 10-speed in the 300, but they don't in the Hilux. This means that Ford has changed it. They've got a 10-speed V6 diesel turbo.
It seems to be the way that people are going.
They've set the bar pretty high. Now Nissan was the first to have the V6 diesel, only with a 7-speed auto at the moment. I've got to concentrate on what I'm doing.
Don't crash it.
Apparently, Craig's wife says I've got to bring him back in one piece.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll get into this a little bit here. Very smooth.
That's got some nice pickup.
Very smooth.
It's quite nice.
I think it's got room for a little bit more power, but I think same with any manufacturer, they're going to be very conservative because they want these things to last hundreds of thousands of kilometres.
Yeah.
It's very light. It feels like a good sized car, It feels like quite a good solid large car.
It's certainly quite roomy. There seems to be
Yeah.
plenty of room in the back there.
You certainly fit your 4.5 kids.
Yeah.
You know, well, 4.5 kids, 4.5 and a little one. 2 cup holders. Love all the trim. All these are actually real stitched. Now, I'm not sure what different version. This is the Wild Track. I'm not sure if they got a more base model one. This is all plastic up on the dash, the sides as well, but the bottom half of this trim feels a bit different. Leather,
Almost,
comfortable on the
yeah.
armrest. Well, the heat control's
Heated
pretty good,
controls
isn't
on
it?
there.
I love that.
That's great.
You can actually see what you're doing.
Probably don't need to turn the aircon on.
Mirrors are pretty good. They look pretty good. Through the
Yeah.
tinted windows are
I,
a bit
I like
dark.
all your four-wheel drive
Yeah.
controls are all down here, easily
And-
reachable.
And you see what this mirror's for on this model car? It only has one purpose.
Yeah.
To see what the kids are
Yeah,
kids are
keep
doing
an
in the
eye on
back
the
seat.
kids.
Yeah, what the brats
Yeah.
are doing in the back seat.
Yeah.
Because with the canopy behind, you can't really see. But with a screen like that, you put it in reverse, everything lights up. You can see everything. The suspension works really, really well over these bumps.
Yeah.
The weight on the canopy is actually complementing the suspension really, really well. Look at that. I'll go around this roundabout and I go around more than once. You
Oh,
know,
look
it's
at
one
that.
thing. Almost no body
No
roll.
body roll. Yeah.
It's actually doing really, really well.
Yeah.
And that's with and rooftop tent.
Yep.
We got
Getting a
that
little bit dizzy, but
that was almost no body roll whatsoever. It actually did it really, really well. We'll
I
come
think
up
this
here.
this thing would handle the corners no problem.
Really well.
Yeah.
I'm just wanna
It pulls up all right.
stops really, really quick.
Yeah.
Guy behind me going, "You crazy?
Who's this crazy guy?
You crazy?" That's what talking about. One of those V6 Nissans.
Yeah, there's
Just
one
drove
up front.
past there.
If that's your car, write it in the comments.
Yeah. You can hear the tyres a little bit in this, but I haven't got the radio on. Yeah, what else is there? Oh, this. I love this. Factory fitted utility switches. Now, if you know of Ford Rangers gone past, they were a problem. They never left you enough places to turn around and put like your light switches and bits and pieces and accessories and all that. Look, they give you a whole array here that you can
What's that,
use.
six switches.
6 switches. So Ford's
great.
really listened that in the Australian market, we all like putting bull bars, winches on, accessories and that.
Yeah.
The one thing they didn't have places for was auxiliary switches. Now they've turned around and made a whole
Now
bank
they've
of them,
got 'em.
and they look great and they light up
Yeah.
as well. Really well done. Well, I must say, I've been waiting for a while for this car to come out and really check it and see what it's like.
It's lovely to
The
drive.
canopy on the back is well detailed. The whole car has been well groomed. Hats off to the guys at Mitz Alloy. They've done an amazing job with this whole car. Everything is just made to match. The colour scheme, everything that they've done has been absolutely
it very
impeccable. Obviously, it's been built as a touring car, but obviously they take it to shows as well. So they've a lot of love in this car. And from our point of view, the one thing we have got to do once we've finished putting our coolers and that on is go around and making sure there's not a fingerprint on this car. Like it was presented to us in a pristine manner. Like absolutely beautiful and that. So tell us in the comments below, is this the type of car that you would buy? Are you waiting for a particular model that hasn't been released or there's been a delay in trying to get? You know?
Yep.
Where do you think the future of Toyota and Nissan have when they've got to compete against vehicles like this? In the comments below, you let us know. But until then, we'll find another car. We'll come back. We'll see you again soon.
But don't forget to like and subscribe and get that bell on so you'll see the next one. Oh, Rod, I think you stalled the car again.
No, it's turned off by itself. Wasn't me.
We'll see you next time.
See ya. If you want to charge around the other side, you can go around the side.
No, I'll take this one.
I've been fired already. Huh? Took me how long? One of the best parts about this pack, everybody complains, no drain plug. Guess what this one's got? A drain plug. I don't know why forward. Probably because it's plastic. They can't put it in there, but another reason. Put them in.
I was built to last when the webs are waiting. change the past, all I'm gonna change it. Got my foot on the gas, never stop competing. If you break my glass, then this life's gonna end.
I wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name. Check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain. I ingest, I retain, assess and I change. Possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from